Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lizzie, and for today's video, we are watching Harry, the Portrait of a Serial Killer. So, I feel like it's kind of obvious what this film is going to be about from the title, but I don't really know much about it. I'm pretty sure it's like fictional, and it's just like a fictional depiction of a man that's a serial killer, but I'm not sure. But I'm excited to watch it. You guys probably know I love a good true crime, so even if it is a fictional film, it still kind of has that true crime-ness to it. So yeah, I'm excited to watch it and see if I like it. It's on Shudder. And fingers crossed when I went into my Shudder account just to see if I could watch it, it did start to play, so I am hopeful that my Shudder account's working again. I did email them, so maybe they just fixed it. I don't know, but we will see. Fingers crossed that it continues to work. So yeah, I will be back to let you know my thoughts. Okay, so just finished with watching Harry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, and I liked this film. It has that very like more 70s feel than 80s. I mean, it is early 80s, but I think you guys get what I mean. That kind of like grimy filter, I guess, of like Texas Chainsaw, where it's not like well lit type of film. You're following this man, Henry, and the film in the beginning for the first few minutes kind of switches back and forth between frames of dead people, mostly women, but not exclusively, and Henry and him like driving around. And I mean, you don't know who he is yet. You kind of guess that he's like the killer of these people. But one thing that they do that's very interesting that I liked is when you're on these scenes of the dead people that don't show you the deaths. They just do like an audio over top of the deaths, so you get kind of an idea. But it doesn't completely show all the graphicness of it right away. Light change, sun came up. And I really liked that, but it does change as the film goes on. You meet this gentleman that Henry is rooming with named Otis and his sister Becky. And Becky and Henry do start this relationship. She obviously doesn't know that he's this serial killer. She does know that he did, spoilers, kill his mother, because her brother Otis and Henry met in prison. And yeah, it's definitely a very different film. There are some things I'm not a big fan of. There is some sexual assault scenes. There's only two, really, but they're both very uncomfortable, and pretty disturbing. One of them you kind of see coming eventually, but yeah, it's just FYI, trigger warning, if that stuff is upsetting to you, that is in there. They're short scenes, they don't last very long, and like I said, they're sexual assault, they're not like full-on rape, but it's enough to make you very uncomfortable. Well, the first one's kind of long, actually. That's a lie. I was just sitting there like, oh god, please just end. But yeah, so just a warning that those are in there. Also, other thing that I wasn't a super big fan of at first, but they do address it, is Henry's MO. None of the people that are killed are ever killed in the same way. Like I said, it's mostly women, but not exclusively. They're never left in the same spot. It's just, and if you're someone like me who watches a lot of true crime, loves like Criminal Minds, which is obviously fictional, but you guys get what I mean. You know that generally serial killers have an MO, they have a type, they have a reason, and generally kill the same way and discard of bodies for the same way. But Henry doesn't have that. He just kills as he wants to, but they do address that in the film, and Henry talks about why it is that way. Otis gets kind of wrapped into everything as well, and yeah, it's definitely very different and very interesting. I wasn't a big fan of the whole Henry Otis bit of them coming together at first, but as things go on, like those parts that I wasn't a big fan of changed and get explored in different ways, and by the end of it, those kind of parts that I wasn't a big fan of go away. We'll put it that way. So it's a really good film. I think if it's something that sounds interesting, sorry, the light keeps changing. If it's something that sounds interesting to you, definitely suggest you check it out. I was again able to, luckily enough, watch it on Shudder. So if you do have a Shudder account, you can watch it on there. And I highly suggest you do. But again, if things like sexual assault are true for you, this may be a film that you will want to avoid. But if you have seen Henry the Portrait of a Serial Killer, let me know what your thoughts are on it in the comments below. If you did enjoy this, please give it a big old thumbs up and make sure that you hit the subscribe button for more horror related content, and I will see you guys again tomorrow with another video.